Hi there, my name's Nicki. You may know me as Nicki J. Markus or Asta Idonia, depending on whether you've come to this page through my mainstream writing or my LGBT fiction. I'm starting as of today this new little slot. I'm trying to get into vlogging a bit more. Up to now I've been doing just end of the month vlogs with the books that I've been reading during the month, little mini reviews. But I thought it'd be great now I've discovered AuthorTube to start talking a bit more about my writing, sharing with you stuff from my personal experience, things that I find useful, things that didn't work, how I approach writing, and of course continue to share a bit about my own stories that are coming out and things like that as well. So I've got a few topics lined up for the next few months, but I figured I'd start today with something I've been working on recently, which is naming characters. I actually have a new story. I'm just putting the finishing touches to an old one ready to send off this weekend, and then I'll be starting on this new piece. And as part of that I've just been jotting down a few notes. I like to get my characters straight in my head before I start writing, and a big part of that is naming them. Now some people don't put too much score by naming, they'll just pick a name that they think suits their character. You know, maybe that guy, the way they picture him, he looks like a Bob, and the other guy looks like a James. Bob and James. And I do that sometimes, particularly for short stories for calls where it's a contemporary piece and I'm not doing too much extensive character planning. However, when I'm doing a longer work, a novella or novel, I do like to choose names that have some kind of bearing on the characters and either their emotions, their personalities, or something that is going to happen to them in the story that is then reflected in their name. So the piece I'm about to start work on is a paranormal piece, and so I definitely wanted names that would reflect the characters and what they're like, to give those who are into the meaning of names a bit of a hint about what will happen to them and with them as the story progresses. And I usually go on to the websites for this. There's a couple of websites I like to use, which I will put the links to in the comments below. I have two that I look at for first names and one that I look at for surnames, because I do also consider surnames when I'm putting meaning into my names. And it's just something I like to do. Some authors may not think it's that big a deal. They'll just, as I said, pick the name that comes to mind when they think of that character. But I'm a linguist. I've studied foreign languages. I wrote my BA dissertation on the influence of language and mythology in Tolkien. So language is really important to me, and it does form a major part of my longer works to get these characters' names right. For instance, in the Ragnarok Chronicles, obviously Loki was Loki, so they couldn't change much there, but when I named Cassandra, she has prophetic visions, so Cassandra just seemed the perfect name to give to her. It reflected the character, it links back to mythology as well, even though it's not Norse mythology this time. And then in naming other characters, I like to pick a trait. Are they particularly strong-willed? If they're a baddie, do I give them a name that means something to do with darkness? Or if they're a hero, you know, maybe they'll have a name that's linked to the idea of hope and strength. And that's just something I like to do. Anyway, I won't waffle on for too long about it. There's only so much you can say. But yeah, naming characters. What do you guys all think? If you're a reader, do you enjoy knowing that there's a sort of bit of a background to the naming of the character? Or are you happy just with the Bobs and Jameses? If you're a fellow author, what about you? Do you look things up when you name your characters? Do you care about their names? How much effort do you put into naming them? And finally, I'd like to say, obviously this is a new segment for me, Ask the Author. As the title suggests, I am very welcome to suggestions. So I have a few posts lined up that I know I'm going to make for you, but if there's something you want to know about, pop it in the comments. And I will either reply quickly there if it's a quickie answer, or if it's something longer that I can vlog about, I will make the video just for you. So it doesn't matter whether it's a general writing question, something about publishing, or whether you've got a particular query about one of my works. Go ahead, pop it in there in a comment and I will come back to you as soon as I can. and I will see you all again next month when I'll pick another topic to discuss. Bye for now.